Hey beauty cuties, it's your good girlfriend Have Johnson. This beautiful lady Kelly asked me to custom style her wig for her. I'm going to take you through 3 stages of this wig prep. First thing we're going to do as a one-on-one lace cutting. I always suggest taking the wig and cutting it in sections. If you cut it in sections, it gives you a little bit more control. The more control you have, the better results you'll have. Be consistent and it's going to work out fine. Now, even with my staff, when I'm training my staff, they get anxiety because they feel like they're going to cut too much hair off. They're going to cut the lace too deep. Well, listen, if you move slow and consistent, you'll be okay. One of my secrets of what I do is I use hairspray to keep those flyaways under control and to keep it down. You just push it away, and then that way you have more control. I use my finger as the guide to know what I'm cutting and what I should not be cutting. So here you just kind of move slow, take your time, and you'll be fine. As you see, I have a needle nose scissors, very sharp. That way, because that's material. So I get my scissors from a material store or like Joann Fabrics. As you see, I show you the knots. Listen, casualties will happen. A couple of knots will come off. Don't worry. It's going to be so far few and in between. You really will not notice it when you wear the wig. Go in at an angle. Do smooth cutting. The sharper the scissors are, the better results you're going to get. I don't use a razor. I like more control. So I could use a razor, but I choose to teach with scissors. So as you see, cut off that little part and you're all done. Now I'm going to show you on the other end. Again, you're going to use your finger as the guide. Once you position your finger, you can see what you're cutting. Go in up at an angle, move around the lace. Again, if a couple of knots come out, it's okay. Now this part is essential. Once you cut all your lace off, right there is a little part. You just go in, smooth it out with the scissors, and it's all done. Now the part that I really want you to understand is this part right here. It is so important that once you cut that lace, you pull out the excess hair in the front. If you curl that in and do not remove that part, your customer will think the wig is shedding. Trust me, I have had that experience. I then comb out, make sure everything is shaken out. I now position the wig. We're at step 2. We're now positioning the wig and we're preparing it for cutting. Now I'm putting in T-pins. I never put T-pins in the lace. You want to put them in the material. What you see me doing here is I'm measuring out from one ear tab to the next using my finger. You line the ear tabs up with the eyes. Now you put in your T-pins. Again, I'm not putting it in the material. I'm not putting it in the lace. I'm putting it in the material. If you do not line it up, this will happen. You will cut the wig off layers wrong. So here you see me doing a glide with the scissors, nice and smooth, very slow. All I want to do is cut in soft layers. The slower you go, the better results you'll get, especially in the beginning. If this is new for you, you really can do this even if you're not a cosmetologist. If you're a wig maker 101, you make wigs, but you don't style wigs. Watch the videos and I promise you, I'll show you how, honestly, I don't want to say self-taught because I did take a lot of classes, but honestly, you really can develop your skills just by watching videos. And sometimes, excuse me, sometimes even buying old synthetic wigs that's very cheap, going to the secondhand store and just practice. The more practice you do, the better you'll get. Here you see me just kind of going through the wig, soft cutting. Now I'm getting back to the front. I want to make sure that I have that soft layer. So what I'm going to do, again, always cut too long versus too short. I'm starting that cut around the cheek of the mannequin head. Then you just glide it down. Now I'm just, again, for soft layers, nothing real chunky. She loves the length. She loves the actual density. So I don't want to thin it out too much. I just want to soften up the wig because when you are sewing in the wig wefts in the back, some of the hair gets off. So none of the hair is really the same length or it's not really cut into a style. That is the responsibility of the wig maker, the stylist, to kind of custom style that wig for your customer. Again, and I'm using super duper cheap scissors, but they are sharp. I got them from Sally's. And again, you just kind of go around. You can eye a lot of the length on the bottom of what to cut and what not to cut. And again, soft layers, glide the scissors down softly and slowly. And I'm using my thumb really as the cutting, but then I'm using the downward motion of the scissors to kind of give me that soft, beautiful layers. You'll really be able to see the layers once I begin to curl. Now I'm going to go through. I'm going to see if I got that pretty layer in the front. I'm just about there, only a few little pieces on the side that I kind of need to blend. Now I'm blending. You see those longer pieces in with the shorter pieces? I'm now going in, take it completely up. If you go up, you'll cut less hair. If you go down, you're going to cut more hair. Again, I just want soft layers. I'm going to soften that right there. And I'm just about done. Excuse me. I don't want to start this video over, so I'm going to keep talking through my coughing. Thank you for your patience. But again, I'm going in, softening up the front, taking it up, because if you take it up, you'll cut less. If you cut down or in the middle or towards you, you're going to cut more hair. Now this is phase 3. It is time for the curling. I section off my top part because trust me. The better section you do on a wig, prepping it for a curl, the better results you'll get. Now I'm parting it around the bottom of the ear tab, the middle section. This is the bulkiest side, the bulkiest section of the wig. So you want to be extra neat. You want to make sure your sectioning is clean and precise. I'm just going to put a clip there because I like to section it in pieces because I curl it in pieces. That way I get better results. It is your responsibilities, and I teach all my stylists this and my company, that your responsibility as a stylist is to touch every single strand on that wig. Okay, look at those beautiful lowlights and highlights. Now the factory actually colored this. It's a little, if you look at the root, it's a little off, but not too much where the customer will not be happy. I know how to blend that in to make it all kind of look right. Now what I'm doing is not doing a lot of cutting. I'm just getting off those long strands because again, she loves the length. The one thing you have to do at one point, you just have to stop cutting. Listen, people always have said hairstylists have a cutting problem. So I'm just going to stop. I'm going to start curling. I get a hairspray aerosol, the famous, the world best hair thermal protector is Protect and Shine. That is available at walmart.com, lahostbeauty.com. And now you see me going in with some very high quality curling irons. Now listen, if you have cheap curling irons and they only go between 200 and 300, it's not hot enough for a wig. Wigs need to be curled at about 450 or 400 and up. That's my personal opinion and my personal experience. As you see, I take it, I'm doing beach waves. I don't want curls, I just want texture. I want volume, I want body. So I'm not really curling, okay? And it is at its highest temperature. I'm taking the curls, I'm going up. I swing it around because you don't want fish hooks. I'm feeding the ends of the hair into the curling iron. I then pull down. I bend it to keep that curl. And you can see the smoothness at the end. I now move up. And I'm just going to speed this part up because it's a consistent, I move from the right, I go inward. From the left, I go right, if that makes sense. So it's almost like inward towards each other. I'm curling the hair towards each other. You have to be consistent here because if not, being sloppy this is where you're going to be able to tell. I think that's a really awesome, amazing start that we have. Now what I'm going to do is just kind of go in, finger comb it, see if I got that layer the way I like it. The way you really can tell is you don't do a lot of combing because remember, I'm shipping this wig out. So I don't want all those soft, beautiful curls to fall. So I'm not going to comb the curls out. I'm going to position the hair the way I styled the hair. Now that little piece is a little too long. I didn't cut it because I just didn't cut it because I don't want to cut too much of the wig. So that is absolutely gorgeous. Soft layers here, you see. I just wanted soft layers. Again, I'm leaving the curls in to ship off to Miss Kelly. Thanks for watching my video. Listen, like, subscribe, and thank you as always, beauty cuties, watching my videos.